Alright, welcome everyone to episode 3 of Naked and Afraid, otherwise known as the Octopode Earth Elementalist of Oh shit, I'm in shoals, what am I doing? As my first rune, and that's about it. I just got back from watching Incredibles 2. Lives up to its name. Fuck me, that was a good movie. Enjoyable. But I'm super tired, so I apologize if this is a low energy video. I'll try to pretend to be excited, but, you know, we on that grind, you know what I mean? That dungeon crawl stone soup grind. I'm just making my paychecks, my 17 cents a year. No, I'm pretty hyped. I'm just tired as fuck. Straight out of a food coma, so we're a little bit whack right now. But I'm trying to wake up, trying to smell the roses. I have to go out again tomorrow, so I'm pretty pissed. But hey, you know, that's the holiday life. Everything's done right now. Just kind of fucking around, doing nothing the entire day. All right, well, there's a scroll of enchant armor. I don't really want to enchant this buckler that much. I ideally get a shield at some point, and that's the dream. Obviously, I have no idea if that's true or it's going to come true, but you know, a shield would be a nice thing. It would be a nice addition to the game. I would prefer it over nothing. I'm gonna just sit here and shoot these tentacles, and hopefully that does enough damage to hurt him, I guess. The Kraken is not being very cooperative today, so I'm just gonna have to deal with it. If I can get a bolt of fire at some point. Nope. Alright, never mind. Unlucky. That's okay, though. We're just gonna avoid the Kraken from now on. Okay, so the reason why we didn't go into Spider last video was because we didn't have art poise, and that hasn't changed. I am a little worried about it. But maybe I just shouldn't be. Like, that actually might be just reality. Maybe it just doesn't matter that much. I don't know, though. Do I have a spell that, like, kind of helps me handle Spider? I guess Mephitic, but that's kind of a waste. It's a little too loud for my tastes. I guess I just won't. I'm going to wake a couple of guys up here, throw a couple of freezing clouds to just make their lives hell. As you can see, the damage is absurd right now, especially when they're just kind of reflecting stuff off themselves and just killing themselves. And I get a shitload of free stuff. Awesome. Pretty nice, actually. There's a scroll here, immense power. It's holy word. Well, I'll be. I don't really want that, though. Alright, another scroll. Don't know what it is. I'm actually going to move the mic closer to my mouth again, because, like I said, I don't really feel like talking too loudly today. I'm just kind of out of it. Very sleepy. My sleep schedule is fucked because, you know, that's the uni lifestyle. You go and have a shit week or a shit semester every semester, basically. It's a +2 hat. Oh my god. That's hype. That's hype as fuck. Yeah, you have a shit semester where you don't sleep at all, and then you gotta do it all over in the holidays, but this time by choice. You gotta not sleep. So, you know, I'm a little tired, a little sleepy. But I gotta record, otherwise I can't record it all today. I have a meeting in about an hour, or in about 2 hours, sorry. So I'm a little bit, you know, pushed for time, a little bit strapped for time. All these things are happening, and I'm just too lazy to do any of it. It's depressing, it's my life, it's good. Ooh, a demon trident, that's pretty cool. I don't really want it, but hey, it's cool that it's there. You know what I mean? I respect that. Freezing Cloud here is pretty darn amazing against most of the things in shoals. They're very high evade, low health enemies, and them just standing in the cloud basically shits on anything they're trying to do, because they just get insane amounts of damage applied to them, which is really good. I don't have any way to reliably deal with both of those guys for 5 mana, so I'm just going to go ahead and back off for a bit and let my Lightning Spire do its magic. And that's going to go ahead and do some stuff. That was not too bad. Throw another Lightning Spire down, maybe I just get a little bit more value out of it. Nice. Like, value for money, value for mana, I think Lightning Spire is probably the most mana efficient spell in my current list. Mostly because, of course, it fires more than once for a single investment of mana, so it's very good. But, you know, it is unwieldy at times. It does miss sometimes. It's just, there are issues with it, but it's pretty good. It's really good as a solo conjuration, basically. I don't know why that cloud decided to go over there. Probably because of the wind. Yeah, most likely because of the wind. Gonna use our self-defense blade to strike at the Windrake, because he's a real pain in the rear. Is there any food here? Yes, there's food. Awesome, I don't have to wait for more corpses. Yummy. Alright, so we've done Shoals 3. There's a big part of me that's like, do Shoals 4, but there's another part of me that's like, maybe you should consider not doing Shoals 4 and going on to do Spider 1 and 3, and then do Shoals 4. And I think that part's, it's got a good point, to be honest. Probably, Spider is probably better right now. It's nice and easy. With Stone Arrow, Freezing Cloud, those are like really good spells, and they just shit all over Spider. I mean, yes, I die if things get in melee to me, but when was that really an issue, to be completely honest with you? Like, it's not that big of a deal, I think. As long as the thing that's next to me is sitting in a Freezing Cloud, I'm pretty happy with how the fight's turned out. I think that's how I can think of it. Like, I haven't gotten hit yet coming in here, so I'm pretty happy. Everything's died so far to Freezing Cloud or Stone Arrow or both. I don't want to waste, I'm not going to use Bolt of Magma that much. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to try to... Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to Brilliance, and I'm going to start Iron Bolting him. Iron Shotting him. If I can just kill him before he kills me, that's just ideal. There we go, not bad. Maybe throw a Stone Arrow too. Rest up a bit, there we go, nice. I just need to make sure that Rupert died before he ever touched me. Oh, that's our first melee attack, damn. That's unlucky. It's okay though. It wasn't a huge deal. I kind of like let it happen. I didn't really care for that title that much. It wasn't a huge deal. But yeah, Stone Arrow, Freezing Cloud, very efficient spells, very good at dealing with enemies generally. And netting is not really as much of an issue as it is with melee, because we can still cast spells while netted. There is a mechanic, of course, that makes it so that when you walk into a spider's web, or you get netted, or webbed, it acts like a mini alarm trap. We're going to pretend that mechanic doesn't exist, because it shouldn't. And I like to believe that eventually it'll be removed, but, you know, it won't. Fighting and dodging is nice. I think that we can afford to not train that much Conjurations. We can probably go for more Earth, but actually, it doesn't really matter. I think just more Conjurations is fine. It gets a bit of boost on our spell powers, and it also increases or decreases spell failure for Freezing Cloud a bit. It's like not amazing to train right now, but it works. I guess I can focus more on fighting, get a little bit more HP as a priority. Like, it's not that huge of a deal. Ideally, I get a shield soon, so I have something to train with. I only have a large shield, which is not, like, incredibly important for me. Damn, a glowing scarf. That would be nice. Weird that you can't use scarves as an Octopode. Very strange. You would assume you'd just be able to, like, kind of, flip it around your, like, Octopode ring, I guess. Because, like, the only real thing about an octopus, like, the only real... well, when I say real, I mean, like, how do I explain that? The only physical, like, solid part of an octopode's body is really their beak, right? So technically it doesn't... No way! Alright, Bolt of Fire is definitely getting in my inventory. I don't know what I'm getting rid of. Probably Bolt of Magma. Yeah, I think that given that we have Stone Arrow, we don't need Bolt of Magma, because Bolt of Fire completely trumps Bolt of Magma. Because it is full screen range, which is incredibly overpowered. Bolt of Fire is easily one of my top spells. It's definitely in my top 3, I would say, in terms of spells, with Vehumit. It's full screen, it does absurd amounts of damage, and if you get a energy staff, it's completely hungerless. Also got rid of, I also got rid of Sandblast, because I don't need it. But, yeah, that's pretty basic, I guess. Self-explanatory, almost. Okay. I'm gonna use a cloud here, because, yeah, even one spider can probably kill me. I probably didn't need to be in melee for that long, but I just didn't want to blink and accidentally poison myself further. That would have been pretty bad, I guess. But yeah, you could see how much risk I put myself in for just one single thing. I'm gonna just sneak past this Orb of Destruction there. It goes for round 2, that's fine, I'm gonna ignore it anyway. Orb Destruction mechanics is pretty weird. I'm not even going to explain how I know to dodge that. Like, you just kind of get used to it over time. But it's a very odd thing, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so there's clear anti-synergy between Bolt of Fire and Freezing Cloud, but whatever, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to use a Vial of Floods here just to create a guy for me to stand with. Because I'm low on mana, and I need to run. I'm doing a couple of jabs here and there on the spiders. Like, I'm not trying too hard to engage them. I don't want to engage them completely in melee. But yeah, having a jab or two there just helps me stack poison, and that is almost guaranteed to kill them because of their R-Poise minus. Spiders are very bad at taking poison, which is interesting, considering how poisonous they are. They're just hypocrites, really. They're just not good at it. So if you're able to kind of just get a teensy bit of poison on someone, you'll do a lot of damage to them over time. It's very good. Alright, so Spider's Nest is really not that big of a deal compared to what I was making it out to be. And I think that's mostly because we already did Shoals and we're significantly stronger than the average bloke that just starts out in Lair. We got Bolt of Fire, we got Freezing Cloud and all those good spells, so it's pretty decent. Tarantella's going to confuse me. Confusion is instant death on a mage, so don't be confused for more than a turn if you can help it. Probably going to go down a different staircase. I don't want to get murdered here. Okay, kill the 2 edible guys. Damn it. I left them on the wrong floor. No. Okay, I'm going to blink here just to give myself a bit more time. Ah, crud. Alright, well that sucked. Whoa, mama. Why did the flames hit me? Okay, this is just not ideal. I'm gonna have to blink here. I'm probably gonna I should just teleport. I don't know why I decided that, like, I had to do all that song and dance. That was probably unnecessary. Okay, use Lightning Spire just to finish him off. I probably could have Lightning Spired earlier. I should have probably done that, but I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, Spiders 3. Pretty straightforward again. Just kind of using my good spells to really handle the situation. I think at this point, like, I'll talk... Let me just take a drink of water, 1 second. And then we'll talk about spelling, like, spell lists. Hope you enjoy the sound of me drinking water. That's kind of weird. Okay, so looking at our spell list right now, what are our key powers? What are the key things that we're using to deal with enemies? So Freezing Cloud, Bolt of Fire, and Stone Arrow are the 3 primary conjuration spells, but they all have different things. Stone Arrow is really mana efficient for picking off 1 or 2 guys at a decent range. It's very good just for killing stuff. And if I need to bump the power up of my irresistible spell slot, I have Iron Shot, which is good. It's the main reason why Iron Shot is in here. It's just a really high damage irresistible thing. It's good. It deals with most of the enemies in the game. Bolt of Fire is our main bread and butter. It's our AoE spell. It's our big damage spell. It's our long range spell. It's all those things. Which is again why I consider it to be one of the best spells in the game, because it just does so many things at once. Freezing Cloud is a nice AoE spell, it's mana efficient, and it does a lot of stuff. Like, it controls crowds very well, so it's a very good crowd control spell. Lightning Spire does a very similar thing, and it kind of is okay. It's very mana efficient, and it kind of does AoE, but not to the same degree as Freezing Cloud, but they have individual uniquenesses to them that make them not directly comparable. What I can say, though, is that Lee's Rapid Deconstruction is completely superseded by either Freezing Cloud, Bolt of Fire, or Summon Lightning Spire. So right now, Lee's LRD is completely worthless. Why? It's really loud, it has Fireball level AoE, which is worse than Freezing Cloud, and it needs a wall, which makes it worse than Bolt of Fire or Summon Lightning Spire. And at 5 mana, it's not a particularly attractive price point for a Fireball level spell. Fireball is different because A, it's fire damage and it's very high fire damage, you can't miss, and B, it's... Actually, I don't know if LRD can miss. I don't think it can't, so I don't think that's right, no. What my main issue with LRD is that it's kind of inefficient for what it wants to do. You have to make them stand next to a wall, and it costs 5 mana, and it's also really loud. Fireball, at least you don't need that, so it's a bit worse. But it is beaten by Freezing Cloud, which is more silent and has a larger radius and doesn't need a wall, and Lightning Spire, which is more mana efficient in general. So overall, Petrify, Lee's Rapid Deconstruction are 2 completely redundant kind of spells. Petrify isn't worth anything because it's a transmutations spell that is also acting like a hex spell, and at this point I don't really have any purpose to do it other than mild synergy with LRD. So if I was to actually remove 2 spells, I could remove Petrify and Lee's Rapid Deconstruction, and this is all I need for my spell list. And that looks really thin. That looks like a really thin spell list, and it actually is. It's very, very thin. This is a skeletal list, and I'll be able to pick up a couple more extra spells to kind of make up for that fact. Looking at the current spell list, there's not really that much, to be completely honest, that I really give a shit about. There's actually nothing here that's really worth mentioning. I will, however, pick up a few light spells like Conjure Flame possibly, and Pass Wall as well. Those are 2 decent spells, and they're not very expensive, and they all offer some completely like off the walls utility that can't be replicated really. Mostly because Conjure Flame can be used to help shape clouds. If you cast Conjure Flame in certain places, in choke points, you can then Freezing Cloud past the choke point, and the cloud will kind of wrap around the choke point, which will extend its range, which is very good. And Pass Wall is obviously useful as a really nice way of getting away from stuff if you're willing to wait 15 to 20 turns and almost die. I mean, arguably it does have its uses, and it is really good, but it's often not necessary. But given how many spell levels I just freed up, just being efficient generally, I guess it's okay to have for now. It only costs 2 spell levels, it's quite cheap, so I'm not too sad about it. Oh, that's a big-ass boy. There's Soft Tummy's ghost, wielding a weapon of pain. Is it because he was Kiku? No, it's because he was Akawara. That makes no sense. What the fuck? Alright. Wielding a weapon of pain. So I guess Soft Tummy must be a new player, I guess? I thought it was like a coincidence that... I thought it was because he was Kiku that there was all these simulacrums here. That would have been cool, actually, but I guess not. Understandable, really. Okay, so... Oh shit, wow, that was bad. That was really bad. Holy shit, alright, that was real bad. Lol. Let's blink here. We're gonna have to dig. Yeah. Alright, so one thing I just, the reason why I made a point to talk about my spells here is because I noticed a lot of morgues when I was doing the morgue analysis run tended to on the side of having too many things, and that's fine if you can afford to do that, but sometimes it's just spreading yourself out far too thin. Like, looking at my skilling right now, you can see that I have a very sparse, I guess, skill training. I kind of just train conjurations mostly. I train earth because I started with earth, and then I branched out into fire and a bit of air. And all of the things that I've trained are for more than 1 spell in my inventory list. So I have 2 fire, I had 2 fire spells, or I had the potential for fire spells, and I knew that I wanted Bolt of Fire, but I also got Bolt of Magma up. Bolt of Magma is Earth as well, which was Stone Arrow and every spell in my LRD. Freezing Cloud and Lightning Spire both had air. I could have trained Ice, but like I said, I looked forward into the future and I realized, wait a minute, I'm not going to bother with Ice because it's better to get air magic, right? Sorry, another water break. I just had a burger, so my mouth is completely dry. But yeah, I just wanted to make that point because it's kind of something that gets overlooked a little bit. A lot of the the glamour, I guess, of mage tutorial guides is in the tactics and the figuring out what the fuck you're trying to do, blah blah blah. But I think it's also important to talk a lot about understanding how your character is supposed to attack, figuring out what your tools of attack are, figuring out what all the tools that you have are, and if there are any redundancies inside of that. Because that just makes you a better player in general. It just makes you have better decisions. It makes you more efficient skilling-wise. It just makes you do a lot of better things. So I think it's important. Alright, so yeah, Bolt of Fire is our big one-off spell. We really don't need any other spell, technically. A Scroll of Acquirement. Ooh, that's exciting. It's either going to be Acquirement of Jewelry or Armor. I really want a shield. My rings are all, decent to good right now. They're all okay. I would be happy with a couple more resistances, to be honest. So, maybe Jewelry? Nah, I feel like Jewelry low rolls too... Yummy. Oh, give me that shit. Yeah. That is what I am fucking talking about. Hell yes. Godlike. So the shield of resistance basically fixes all of our problems. However, I actually can't afford to use it yet because it turns our Freezing Cloud to absolute garbage because shields. I'll probably train a little bit more shields. I'll try to get more shields right now while I can. And then if I can do that, I will be able to hopefully get things done and get the shield up by volts. I don't know if I'll be able to exactly get it up, but it won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty close. And that's honestly good enough for me. But yeah, I like, it's hard for me to, I think, articulate exactly the things that people need to know. And the issue is I don't know, for the viewer as well, like it's hard to absorb all this information within one series, which is why I always like to create multiple series of the same thing or similar-ish things. Not at the same time, of course, not concurrently, but, you know, over time, I like to have that. It's almost like a discography, I guess. But I need to have people understand things over time. To be a better player is the gamer motto. Gamer Nation, PlayStation Nation, one of the two, I don't know. But yeah, I really would like for these kind of things to be more articulated, which is what I try. I try to do this a lot with the Demise Talks Crawl, Demise Newbie Corner, all that shit. I really try to articulate what I know about the game to try to transfer it over to you guys, but it is often a very difficult process, so I apologize if, like, occasionally it doesn't come off as correct, but honestly, you know, I think I've done a pretty good job. Like, I know that's just me saying it, and I'm the one who made it, so it's obviously not incredibly valid, but I do think that I've done a decent job at translating what I think is correct about the game into, I guess, knowledge over time. Not exactly right now, though. I would say that, you know, you'd have to take a look at a lot of my work to really understand the depth of what I'm trying to say, but I guess that's a failure of mine. Just not being able to do it all in one video. But I guess that's why people watch consistently, right? To see me get fucked by RNG and also to sometimes learn things about Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. And occasionally about games, like Fallout, like the game I'm playing now. I will say I really like this game, much, much, much more than I liked New Vegas. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. I really didn't like New Vegas at all. Like, I played it. Like, you can't tell me I didn't play it. I played it for, like, over 15 hours. I just didn't dig it. Fallout 4 has a much better aesthetic. It feels more enjoyable. Having a main character be able to talk to you is really good. Like, having them talk makes it feel like you're not completely alone all the time, even though there's someone right next to you. Sue me. I don't know. That's how I feel. Okay, so there is a bunch of spells here, but again, a lot of these spells kind of do the same thing. Like, Irradiate sort of does the same thing as my other AoE spells. Bolt of Cold is exactly the same as Bolt of Fire, but completely worse. Statue Form is kind of a utility that I'm considering right now because it gives me AC, but I actually have a good enough amount of resistances and such that I feel like it might be doing myself a disservice. It may not be worth it. Are you poison resistant, my friend? Yes, you absolutely are. Goodbye. Goodbye forever. Don't talk to me. I said don't talk to me. Don't call. Don't look my way. You prick. Alright, well, we don't have enough mana for this shit, so this is going to be depressing. Maybe if we ignore him, he'll just go away. Yeah, that worked. Oh, great, another one of you pricks. Oh, sweet. I managed to instantly bolt of fire those guys to death, but I couldn't do it to this one over here. Ah, why? Alright, well, he really got the drop on me. I'm gonna go ahead and teleport like a cool guy. This guy is really on my tail. Despite me being stealthy as fuck and running away, he just completely ignored it and decided to continue to fight me. Why he does this, I do not know. You know, Sticky Flame is actually, now that I think about it, probably a good choice. It would have been nice to have, but whatever. It's all good. We kind of need something to just kind of deal with stuff in melee. Our self-defense blade is, it's alright, but it's not packing quite as much damage. You know what? There was actually a dagger of electrocution this whole time. I completely forgot that that was the case. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. Also, I just used a bunch of bolts of fire without Hungerless. That's depressing, because that's just a waste of a ration for no reason. Okay, dagger of electrocution, time to play video games. Oops, that's not what we want. XB, there we go, drop X, and enchant the dagger of electrocution to +9, because why not? And now we actually have a side-on weapon, which is really good. I kind of wanted one, and then I forgot that I had a dagger of electrocution lying on the floor somewhere. Probably should have remembered, because damn, now we have an actual weapon. Even if we never train that weapon, it's still decent. It's a +9 dagger, it does enough. Like, it's good enough for me. Alright, I blew most of my mana on bolts. Fuck, that's really bad. I'm gonna drink a curing potion, even though I kind of don't need to, technically. Just doing it to avoid the occasional, get one-shot by backspawning kind of scenarios. I hate this. It's hard for me to tell you how much I hate this, but yeah, I'm just gonna make him stand in the cloud and then iron shot him. It's like a super shit way to kill someone, but hey, whatever. We got the rune, that's fine. Should we get the third rune? Yeah, alright, we'll do the third rune. Oh, there's Nagale. Hello. You were a threat at some point, and now you aren't, so goodbye. Alright. Shoals 3 is gonna be scary. I got sucked into a shaft. That's, annoying, but not that big of a deal. Where'd the ghost go? Oh shit, it's the Kraken. Now we have a full screen thing, so I'm not actually afraid of him anymore. Because I can hit him from any range. So I don't really care. As long as I see him, I can just kill him. It's not that hard. Alright, Shoals 3, Shoals 4, here we go. So my strategy for Shoals 4 is going to be as such. Shoot a guy with Bolt of Fire, back off. Shoot a guy with Bolt of Fire, back off. Continue the process until everything on this floor is dead. It's a very sophisticated strategy, and to be fair, you need a very high IQ to understand the humor, the witty lyricism, if you will, the high IQ tactics that I'm using. Like, I'm not certain that you guys comprehend what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm casting Bolt of Fire repetitively, almost to the point of, you know, one could even say brainlessly, but clearly, if you've seen my play, that's not correct. You would know that that is merely a misnomer. People believe that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but the reality is, this is cold and calculated, just like my Freezing Clouds, but not like my Bolt of Fires, which is very hot and kind of messy. Freezing Cloud, again, offers the solace that one would find in death to the opponents. Very effective. Useful as a calming agent, ending their lives with, you know, cryogenic stasis. Speaking of that, Fallout 4, my god, what a double whammy. I also didn't know that was where the War Never Changes meme comes from. I thought it was from Metal Gear, because I don't play either game. Alright, so we picked up the Book of Battle. That means that Regeneration is coming up, because Regeneration is a good spell, and that's about it, really. It's just a good spell. Everything else in that book is kind of shit. Shroud of Glubria is not too bad, but it's kind of a waste of time and mana at this point. Everything else is kind of worthless, so I'm not going to bother with it. Worthless for this character. Spectral Weapon is obviously a very good weapon, a very good spell, so it's not worthless, but, you know, for this context, yes, worthless. Okay, got a Bolt of Fire, do a couple of neat things. The good thing about being in Shoals as a Vehemot is that you have the same amount of range as all these other guys, so you're never really at a disadvantage in a firefight, which is really, really fun, because normally in Shoals, the entire branch is characterized by you being as frustrated as humanly possible while still playing the video game, which is obviously not a very conducive to enjoyment, like, way of creating a branch, but hey, you know, whatever. It's Shoals. It's older than I am at this point. A Pain Quarterstaff. Really not that interested, but hey, thanks for offering it, I guess. But yeah, Bolt of Fire basically just solos this place. I can sometimes Freezing Cloud if I feel like it. You know, if I feel a bit frisky, I can go, ooh, Freezing Cloud, and then Stone Arrow. What an incredible combination of spells. But generally speaking, you know, Firebolt, good. That guy is holding the Wrath of Trog. That doesn't even look like an axe, to be honest. That looks kind of like a weird thing. Oh, wow, the Poison Book. That's got good spells such as Olgreb's Toxic Radiance. That was the only good spell. But it's not even good enough for me to bother because, you know, I'm already past that point where I care about poison. I mean, if Poison Arrow was given to me, I wouldn't say no, so maybe that's not correct. I probably would say no, because Poison Arrow is kind of superseded by... Or it plays the same role as Iron Shot, and it's probably inefficient for me to learn both. Having said that, I still do learn both, on many occasions, on mages, just because I find that, like, I really like the full screen range of Poison Arrow, and I really dig the fact that you can use it to kite. It's kind of like Sticky Flame in that regard. It's pretty nice. It's like a full screen Sticky Flame, which is really good. And it also kind of hits our poison enemies, which is nice as well. I'm going to go ahead and just Freezing Cloud this guy, and then walk back one tile, let him come towards me, and then melee him. Illisu didn't stand a chance there. The Freezing Cloud just shreds through her completely garbage health pool. Alright, Wrath of Trog coming our way, coming in hot. Alright, went Berserk. That was actually almost very scary for us, but thankfully we just kind of one-shot the merfolk. So it's all good. It's all good. Alright, make sure to not be in range of the Aquamancer too long, because they're scary people. Very scary people. Shield's at 8.4. Can I afford to use this now? Let me just kill this guy real quick and find out. Yeah, the Bolt of Fire puts out the Ice Cloud. I don't want that, so I'm just gonna run away. Oh, come on, let me go. Let me go, damn it. Come on, guys. Alright, let's go. So, my Freezing Cloud's at 6%. That's acceptable levels of failure. I'm willing to train a little bit more air magic, but I kind of can't be bothered anymore. It's not really that important, and honestly, like, 6% is fine. I don't like it at 6%. I prefer to be at 1% because it just means that, like, you've trained enough. Personally, I think that's where you should be having for like, for one of your bread and butter spells, you really should have them at 1% if you can, because it's just preferable, and you're using them a lot anyway, so, you know, 1% is pretty good. But, you know, whatever. It's only a temporary thing anyway. Once the shields goes up, it's okay. We'll have enough stuff. It's all good. Alright, so yeah, this is like one of those scenarios where I really wish I had Poison Arrow, because it just would shred through this guy pretty easily. I'm going to use my Dagger and Freezing Cloud method here. I could have also used Stone Arrow if I had a bit more mana, but that's fine. A Ring Shop. Wow. MP. That's really fucking good. Getting magical power is incredible, and evasion is also kind of nice, so I'll pick them both up. I'm going to get rid of the corrosion resistance here for more MP, and for more evade, I'm going to get rid of the See Invisible, because that's kind of not necessary right now. So that bumps our evade up to 26, and it also provides us with 44 MP, which is really good. 44 MP is just insane. Because I think this gives +9. Yeah, MP +9. So that's, let's see. So that is the same as 1 Bolt of Fire plus 1 Stone Arrow, 1 Freezing Cloud plus 1 Regen. You get the picture. It's just good. 1 Lightning Spire, 2 Blinks, kind of, like, roughly. It's just good. Like, it's a good amount to have. Like, extra MP is always nice. I prefer to have MP if I can get it. Alright, somehow our rations are going down at a rate that makes me very uncomfortable, but okay. We'll have to just understand that, I guess. But for the time being, I will leave it here because I'm done and I'm still thirsty. So thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it, and I will see you all tomorrow.